Hi guys, I hope you had a great new year, and to start out the new year I wanted to make a brand new video and to use a different format. And the very first video that we're going to be doing is how to candy paint a Gundam parts, and it's going to be super simple. The first step is going to be using some type of really high gloss base color. So I'm using Alcalad Gloss Black. And what's really nice is they tell you all the directions on what you're supposed to spray on the back. So it said 15 to 20 psi. I will be spraying somewhere between those two. Normally I try and stick a little below 20 psi. And it's always really important at this stage, since you transfer the parts from wherever you're at to your workstation. We're going to be using a makeup brush. I mean, you can use any kind of brush, but I noticed that the makeup brush is a fan type one. We're going to be doing is laying down this black base, and you want, at least for Alcalad, you want to lay down really nice wet coats. I just noticed if you try and lay them down in like a more dusty pattern, what happens is the lacquer paint, it dries and you'll end up with these little dot particles that are essentially dried paint that build up over time on your part, and you don't want that. You want a really nice glossy smooth finish to get the best results. So we're going to be doing that on all of these parts. So this next step is a little bit more specific to the Gundam that I was making for my friend. So I took that gloss black, and now I'm going to be using a gold for the thruster bells on the kits, and like little gold accents. And it works great because you, again, for like any kind of applying all the gold onto the accent parts and the thruster bells. The next step we will be doing for the candy base is going to be applying this bright candy base paint from Alcalad, and it's essentially really high shine silver. They come in three different grades. You got the bright, you got the medium, and then you got like the dull. This specific one we're going to be spraying at 20 to 30 psi, so I go a little above 20. I like to go on the low end for this one. I just find I get better results. And to make sure very specifically that we allow a 15 to 30 minute time for this to cure, it's very important to allow for that time, because as you'll see in the next step, it really brings out that shine. So for this specific paint, for Alkalad, we want to do very nice misting thin coats to really build up that shine. Otherwise, if you just lay it all down, it almost dulls it a little bit. So nice thin misty coats to cover the parts. And as you can see, after waiting 30 minutes, we are left with a really nice bright. So Alkalad provides a candy line of clear colors, and in those clear colors I have noticed a little bit of metallic flack in it. So not only are you getting the metallic finish from the undercoat that we just applied with the bright base, we also are getting a little bit of metallics here and there with the red. And this candied red actually is really interesting because in certain lights it almost gives off as if it's like a two-tone color, like a hue of orange. Spray again down nice wet heavy coats. Well, not super heavy, but like enough where you see that it's starting to get wet. And depending on the intensity of red or intensity of candy color you would like, that's how many coats you would do. So for this specific one, I went 3 coats to really give it that nice deep vibrant red color. Otherwise you can tone back the red by adding less coats of the candy color, which would give it more of like a pinky hue. Now for the last bit, I didn't show this on recording, but on the thruster bells, what I ended up doing was I took that bright candy base coat, that silver, and I sprayed the inside of the thruster bells to give it the appearance of like super bright hot metal. And now I'm going over it with a candy, I believe electric blue, and The purpose of this is to give the thrusters as if they're firing, and then I added a little rim of blue around the outside to kind of give it a hot feel that it's like burning into the metal. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave any comments or suggestions, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps. I'm really actually happy that we reached the 120 people. I'm really happy you're sticking around and watching my videos and getting some good helpful feedback from you guys. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.